especially for our media partners who help us in getting our word out on so many occasions. When we are able to get word out on our platforms, you emphasizing and accelerating the voice and messages that we carry through is important to us so that we have the maximum reach available. Going to be hearing this afternoon from our Director of IT Solutions, and I want to emphasize that we are acknowledging an incident that is happened to us and wanting to assure our residents and stakeholders, and through this news conference, providing transparency and open communication really as quickly as we have become to learn about it for all of our residents within the city of Fort Worth, the fastest growing large city in the country, to be able to hear from us in relation to that. So I'd like to pass things over for a briefing to Kevin Gunn. Kevin, if you could please say and spell your name so they get that correct, and tell us your title. Go ahead and let us know what's happening.
Yes, thank you, Renee. My name is Kevin Gunn. That's spelled Keving, as in golf, UNN, and I am the City of Fort Worth's IT Solutions Director. The purpose for this briefing today is to give you an initial assessment and a timeline of an unauthorized data leak the City of Fort Worth has become aware of. Before I do that, though, I want to emphasize that through our investigations, we have found no indication that there has been sensitive information related to either residents or businesses or employees that has been released as part of this incident. So yesterday, Friday, June 23rd, around 4 p.m., we were informed of an online posting on the internet. That information came through the Texas Department of Information Resources Computer Incident Response Team. They had identified an internet post from unknown individuals who claimed to hack the city's website and had gained access to City of Fort Worth data. So the posting provided links to copies of that data in the body of the post. We immediately started reviewing the information that was posted online. After reviewing that information, the City of Fort Worth has confirmed that the posted information did originate from our computer systems. However, that data came from a website that our workers use to manage their maintenance activities, and not from the city's public-facing intranet website. The information came from a system called ViewWorks, and ViewWorks facilitates maintenance work orders for our transportation, public works, parks, recreation, and property management departments. It appears the hackers downloaded file attachments to work orders within the system, and those attachments include things like photographs, spreadsheets, invoices for work performed, emails between staff, PDF documents, and other related materials for work orders. So an example of those documents might be pictures of potholes that needed repair, both before and after the repair was done, sidewalk repairs or other street repairs, as well as those assorted supporting documentations for those maintenance activities. The information contained in the amount of information that we've been able to go through has not been sensitive in nature, and by and large is information that we would release through a Public Information Act request. So in order for this group to have accessed this information, it appears that they have stolen login information for the ViewWorks system. It is not known at this time how they got the credentials to log into that system, but that appears how it was accessed. I think it's important to note that it does not appear that the data was downloaded by accessing any of our servers, any of our databases, or any of our disk storage on our corporate network. It was accessed through that website. Additionally, there's no indication at this time that any other systems were accessed nor any other evidence of sensitive data, such as Social Security numbers, credit card, or banking information was accessed or released. So at this point, we are still in progress on our investigation just to determine the full extent of what and how the information was accessed. Our IT department has isolated this asset management system, removed it from access from the external internet. We have forced all of the users of the system to reset their passwords, and additionally, we are continuing to review this volume of information to make sure we have fully understand the scope and depth of this incident in the ViewWorks system. And finally, we are working with appropriate law enforcement, both federal and local, and computer forensics experts as we progress through this investigation. That's the extent of the information I have at this time. I'm happy to answer any questions that there may be.
I'd like to add at this point, and I'd ask for reporters only to be able to utilize this number. Should you have questions and you're watching externally, you can text them to 682-402-7238, 682-402-7238 if you have any. And if you are a member of the media actually in the virtual meeting, please feel free to unmute and ask questions if you have any.
Oh gosh.
Oh, hi. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. My name is Amelia Jones. I'm with Fox 4. I just have a quick question. Obviously, we had the ransomware attack with Dallas, and just in kind of like layman's terms here, can you explain like the difference between what happened with that? It sounds like this was just like an external website with credentials stolen. It wasn't, you know, as serious as what happened, and no one seems like it's like asking for, you know, a ransom or anything.
Yes, thanks for the question, Amelia. And you've got the gist of it. Someone has stolen credentials and accessed the website and downloaded images from that website. There is no encryption of files being detected, and no ransom has been demanded of the city of Fort Worth. So in that regard, it is not the same as other incidents you might have heard about in the media.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a question here. Stacia Wilson from Channel 8. Do you know why the people responsible would want these types of photos, documents? And I guess we can even, Kevin, allude to anything we know from the posting that they made publicly.
Sure, and I don't know, other than what they've stated in their posting, their motivation for downloading this information and posting it on the internet. And their posting alludes to basically embarrassing the city of Fort Worth and making a political statement. So that's really all I can gather and surmise about what their motivations are.
Another one from KERA, Tony, has the city figured out the group of people behind this? And I guess I'll add to that, who are we working with to help determine that otherwise?
Sure, it was posted by a group using the handle SIGED, I believe is how you pronounce it, SIGEDFED. It was posted to Telegram, and then it was copied and repeated to Twitter. And that's really the extent that we know of this organization. As I said, we are working with federal and local law enforcement. They have a little bit more awareness of who this organization is and what their motivations are, but I can't share those with you, but I've shared the extent of my knowledge.
And I might add, and this is just an attribution to actual post that we saw, And in relation to Mr. Gunn's statement that they are looking to embarrass the city of Fort Worth, larger than that, I'll read, quote, "We've decided to make a message toward the U.S. government. Texas happens to be one of the largest states banning gender affirming care, and for that, we've made Texas a target." Other than that, we really don't know anything else as to what motivations may be, and are working with authorities to help identify the individuals, as Kevin stated. Okay, another question from WFAA. Has a similar breach happened to the city of Fort Worth before? And did those responsible make any demands or requests previously?
I can't recall of a data leak incident similar to this in the past, nor any demands made in a situation similar to this in the past. Obviously, there have been groups that have wanted to make political statements about Fort Worth and have posted things online about the city and its operations, but not, to my recollection, any situations similar to this.
Okay, we have maybe time for one more question. I don't see any coming in on the text. And so if there are any questions in the room, again, feel free to unmute yourself. Last call on this.
I have one.
Okay.
Bethany Erickson with D Magazine. Although doesn't appear to be any sensitive information that has been leaked that you've discovered so far, does the city plan to make anything available to workers or anything related to like credit monitoring or anything like that before, just in case something else was leaked that you haven't discovered yet?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Bethany. Yeah, it's a really fluid situation right now. We are less than 24 hours from the point that we got notified. We're still reviewing all the information that was included and what the impact of releasing that information might be. So as we get a more higher level of certainty about what is there and what was released, and we'll be making that determination. Obviously, we want to protect the interests of residents, businesses, and the employees at the City of Fort Worth. So we'll make those decisions that are in their best interest, and we want to protect them to the extent we can. And so I can't tell you for certain what we'll be doing, but if it becomes apparent that we need to do those types of measures, then I'm certain we'll make the right decision. And Renee, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Mistake. We've had a text request from KERA to again read text from the post as it is, and we understand it to be. So I'll read that one more time for them. But we have decided to make a message toward the U.S. government. Texas happens to be one of the largest states banning gender affirming care, and for that, we have made Texas a target. Unquote. So I want to emphasize that we wanted to be able to do this Saturday news conference in a timely way in order to emphasize the City of Fort Worth's commitment to transparency and open communication throughout the incident. And as necessary, we'll provide regular updates to any affected parties, explaining the next steps and to mitigate the breach and protect any data that we have learned about. I want to thank our media partners again, as well as the communications and public engagement team and Michelle Goot for their help and work in helping to organize today's news conference. And with that, I think that we'll conclude. Thank you all for joining us.